guys, welcome to Educating Shanny. Let's try that again. Hi guys, welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny and I'm recovering from an eating disorder. Hi Shanny, hi. So today is Friday, and I told you guys that since I've kind of been out of, well, I mean, I've been doing like little videos all week, but I haven't really done anything of good substantialness. And so I told you that on Friday I would give you a really long video of an update of my week, how the funeral went, how the viewing went, how everything went, how I'm doing with my eating disorder, family stuff, everything. So that's what this video is going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be. I won't know until I'm done, but just as a warning in case it does end up being really, really long, for those of you that don't really care about me personally and you're just here on my channel to learn about eating disorders and things like that, then you probably won't be very interested in this video. But if you are one of those people that care about me, then you should watch. And if you need to pause and come back, that's fine. I do it all the time with my favorite YouTubers as well. No, I'm not saying that I'm your favorite YouTuber, although I should be, am I? I better be. So anyway, let's get into this video. Okay, so, oh, and by the way, if you are wondering where the results are for the Read Me challenge this week, I am also posting that video either today or yesterday. This is either going to be posted on Friday or Saturday. I'm not actually sure yet because it might need a lot of editing. I don't know. I'm hoping to post it on Friday, and if I do, that's also when the Read Me challenge results will be posted. So go check that out. That was so much fun. I really want to do it again if you guys want me to, because I had a buttload of fun with it. So anyway, let's get into this video, shall we? So my week has been very eventful, obviously. So for those of you that don't know, my grandma passed away, and it's been a week full of, whoa, craziness, obviously. I mean, that's what happens when someone really, really close to you dies, and you end up getting back together with a lot of family members and experiencing different emotions and different connections with people that you had maybe forgotten about, or it's just been a long time. And so like it can be really good and it can be really hard sometimes, and it can be really good. I guess for me it's like I feel like I've updated you guys a little bit here and there throughout the week, but I guess overall I would say that as far as my grieving process goes, it has been one that I am not happy about, to be honest. But I decided yesterday, which was the funeral, that I was going to turn it into something positive, because I'm not going to say exactly what happened because I don't want to embarrass people, even though I know they will never ever see this video. But there were some people in the family that were super offended by me for posting a picture on our private Facebook family page. Very private. None of you would see it. None of us would see it. Or I mean, we would, but my family, but none of my other Facebook people would see it. It's just a very private page that our family has. And I posted some pictures on there of me saying goodbye to her, and it really ruffled some people's feathers. I was called selfish for posting that picture, but the reason I posted it is because it was the very last time I saw her, and it was when I said goodbye to her, and it was a very special moment for me. And I think that they were just mad that I put a picture of her dying on there, and so it really broke me, and it made me angry. And like all day and all week almost, I've just been so angry. I've been sad, I've been angry, and then I'll be happy here and there too. Like I'll laugh here and there when I choose to remember the good things and the funny things about my grandma. And yesterday finally I saw the viewing two nights ago at the public viewing. I saw that family member, and I decided just to smile at this person and move along. And so I did just that, and it was fine. It was just fine. Nothing was said. They never came and talked to me, nothing, but I let it go. And then yesterday at the actual funeral, first we had the family viewing, which they were of course at attendance, and I got there And the family viewing was in my grandma's home, which was really neat. We did that with my grandpa as well. I don't know if you know that, but when my grandpa died, we also did the family viewing right in their living room. They have a ginormous living room. She loved spacious halls. Like, her halls are like twice as wide as most of ours are in our homes, because Grandpa had a wheelchair and she just designed the house so well for that. So she has this huge living room, and that's where we put her casket. And we had one more viewing with the family before they closed it, and a prayer and everything like that. So, but when I got to that viewing, I remember feeling still like a little bit better, but still really angry. And like, I felt like I wasn't allowed to mourn how I wanted to mourn, because I kept making people mad. There was another thing that I posted on our Facebook page about Grandma, and it doesn't even matter what it was about, but the point is that I was asked to take that down as well. So I was asked to take down a post, and then not even 24 hours later, I was being called selfish and asked to take down a picture. And so I'm not looking for pity. I'm not looking for, oh, you poor thing, you didn't get to grieve. I'm just telling you honestly what happened this week. And I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that this is how it would feel when my grandma died. I didn't want to feel angry. I didn't want to feel upset. I wanted to focus on Grandma, and Grandma, I know Grandma would not have been bothered by what I posted on there. She would not have been bothered by the photo or the other posts that I did. And so I started to just try and think of that. So we're driving down to the family viewing on yesterday morning, or Thursday morning. What is today? Today's Thursday. So Wednesday morning, we were driving to her house in, it's about 20 minutes south of us. And as we were driving, I was just kind of trying to prepare myself and try and think to myself, you know what? Grandma wouldn't want me to do this. Grandma would want me to just focus on her, focus on my grieving process as well, and to remember the good things with her, and to focus on how happy she is now and where she is now and things like that. So I made a decision before I got to the viewing that I would not give in to any of my thoughts. That this is me. I'm not blaming other people for this part of it. I'm not going to give in anymore to my thoughts that are telling me that I am insensitive and that I am selfish, and that because I have a tendency to believe whatever I hear, which is why probably it might be why I'm so nice, because I want people to treat me nicely, because when they don't, it sticks with me and it eats away at my brain, and my brain starts thinking that it's actually true, because why would they say that if it's not true? You know what I mean? So it was really hard for me, but I did. I got there and I saw her in her casket, and I just thought, this is so stupid. She wouldn't want me being angry at her funeral. Like, I always pictured her funeral being just a day of peace and celebration, and also mourning in the right way, and also connecting our family together. That's how I imagined it. And so I decided to act like that. I decided to treat everybody like what I was looking for really was happening. And so that definitely helped with every other family member in the family. I tried to do that with everybody. But as far as that person goes, they still did not talk to me or approach me, or they would stare at me a lot, and that was it. So I just kind of smiled and walked away. It just was really awkward, but I decided, you know what, maybe that's the way that that person was grieving. Like, who am I to judge how they're gonna grieve? I'm grieving a certain way that they don't like, right? They don't like that I posted that picture. They don't like that I made that other post. They don't like that, because it's probably painful for them to see my grandma dying. But then, so it really wouldn't be fair for me to say, well, who am I to judge the way that they're grieving? And maybe the way that they are grieving is to be angry at somebody. And if that has to be me, then I am to a point in my life where I'm freaking strong enough that I don't need to let it bother me anymore. I don't need to let it control my life anymore. And once I made that decision, right when I got there, I had the most wonderful, kind of sad, but mostly just happy, celebratory day in my mind and in my heart. Like, maybe not even necessarily with other people. I certainly cried a lot with people, and I was very sad. I'm still very sad, but I also laughed a lot with people, and we did a lot of storytelling of Grandma. She looked did I tell you this already? Did I talk to you after I don't remember if I told you, but I'll tell you now. She looked absolutely freaking beautiful in her casket, like better than I've seen her in 10 years, like unbelievably beautiful. And they didn't have to put any makeup on her except for a little bit of lipstick and her eyebrows, and that's it. Like no blush, no anything. And she looked glowing and perfect skin and so peaceful. She was smiling, which most dead bodies don't smile when they die. Most of them do this. It just naturally sinks, but hers was, and it just was the coolest thing, because the mortuary guy dude told me that when they closed her jaw after she died, because a lot of us probably will too. Everyone dies with their jaw open. That happens very often, he said. And he said that right when they put the jaw back, it just fell into a smile. They didn't do that. They didn't shape it. It just happened. And that was really, really sweet. So when I saw her, it was almost like, I can't even tell. I don't know if I should show you a picture, because it's like she didn't even look dead. So that was really awesome. It helped a lot. I felt like she was really there. It felt like she was just taking a nap, because she looked so alive. It was just crazy. So, but anyway, and then, you know, there were other really fun things from yesterday. Like when we got to the family viewing, all of us granddaughters had planned the night before to wear really, really, really bright lipstick, because there was nothing that we loved doing more than getting into Grandma's lipstick drawer that was full of bright coral pink lipsticks that she would always wear, and we would put them on, and we would try on her jewelry, and we would try on her clothes, and we would play with her clothes, and it was so much fun. And it's such a dear memory to all of us girls, all of her granddaughters. And so we all decided to wear really, really bright lipstick to the funeral yesterday, and it is so sweet. I don't know if I got a picture of it, but it just was the sweetest thing. Yeah, it was just so sweet. So like little things like that. And then like my favorite part about the viewing, the public viewing and the funeral both had this. So the public viewing had this table set up, a huge table full of pictures throughout her life, full of the books that she wrote about her life and her husband's life and her posterity. And like that's what she did. She did a lot of genealogy work and wrote, like, I think she was on her 5th book when she died. And so that's really awesome. And then right in the center of the table, they had her cookie jar that she has had since I can remember. It's this cookie jar, and she always, without fail, had cookies full in that cookie jar, like the little fake Oreo ones, like the cheaper versions of the Oreos, and the ones that are like half white, half black, or some were full white, some were black, some were peanut butter, you know what I mean, those cheap sandwich cookies. She always had those, and I'll never forget that. So we put her cookie jar full of those cookies, and everyone took a cookie as they walked by, right before they got to her casket. So that was really cool. So I don't know, just little things like that. It was really, really great. So and then the funeral, they had that same table with the cookies set up and everything. So during the funeral, all of the grandchildren, I don't know if I told you this yet, but my grandma, before she died, 2 years before she died, planned her entire funeral. She picked out the casket, she picked out the flowers, she paid for everything. She wrote out her actual program for her funeral service, like what to say, who's doing what, who's saying the opening prayer and the closing prayer, and who's giving a talk, and who's, you know, reading her history, and who's whatever. Like, she wrote it all out years ago, and that's just so her. She's such a planner all the time. So that was really cool. It was actually really sweet, because my sister and my mom's sister went to the mortuary after she died and to look at the casket that she had chosen, and they got there and they saw the casket and they thought, that's a little dark for her. That, you know, that's really weird. That's a little bit dark. And they're like, really? She picked this? That's so not her. Like, that's not her at all. And they're like, yep, that's what she picked. And so they were just kind of looking around the mortuary, or whatever it's called, and they found this casket that was baby pink, which was my grandma's favorite color. And when you open it up, inside where the, you know, bedding crap is on the wall, like if they're laying here, you know, the stuff that's here, the soft stuff, there were hummingbirds stitched into it. And she loved hummingbirds. It just was so perfect for her. And so they went to the guy and they said, I don't know if it was a mistake that she chose this other one because it just was so not her. It's just not her at all. But we did find this other one and he's like, oh, okay, let me take a look at it. So they were about to get it, I guess. And then he goes, well, I should tell you though that she picked out that casket in 1999. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, she actually picked it out the exact time she picked out her husband's casket, and she got matching caskets with him. And so they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, so we did. So they kept that one, the dark, you know, for sentimental reasons, because she wanted to match her husband. And I thought that that was the sweetest story. So just things like that, like Grandma was always prepared, and it just was so much fun to share so many memories and to shed so many tears that needed to be shed. And at the funeral, she had asked all of her grandchildren to sing a song. It's a church hymn and it's called Oh My Father, and it's the exact same hymn that we sang at my grandpa's funeral 16 years ago. So, so she gave us, she picked out the exact arrangement because our entire family is musical. That's how she and my grandpa were come together, was through music, and our entire family is musical. And so she had, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 copies of this arrangement of Oh My Father that not even the Mormon Tabernacle Choir could have done unless they practiced for like a week or 2 weeks straight. Like, and we were like, there's no way that's gonna happen. And we all just decided, you know, we'll try and do the 6-part harmonies, and we'll try and do the crazy runs and the crazy high notes and things like that. But we also know that since, like, I don't know, 80% of her grandchildren are girls, we figured that probably most of us are just going to be crying anyway. And so we don't have to get it perfect. So, and that is what happened. Thankfully, my stepsisters were there singing, and they have very strong voices. They're both trained in opera, and so they have really strong voices, and they definitely carried those of us who tried to sing here and there without crying, but that was very difficult to do. So anyway, like, it just turned out like when my grandma wrote out those programs, she wrote in bold block letters, I might have already told you this at the top, that this is not to go over 1 hour. Like, she's talking about her program for her service. So I thought that was really funny. We went 1 hour and 20 minutes, so that's close enough, and nobody really cared because the talks were so wonderful, and hearing the memories and hearing everything was just wonderful. And I think I've cried more in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days that I have in years and years and years. So it was really good for me. I enjoyed it. And thank you again, all of you again, for your concern and for your love and for your condolences for me and my family. My family is very grateful for everything that you guys said as well. They read the comments too, and they're very, very grateful. It's gotten a lot of people through a lot of hard times, and I'm super thankful for my family too. My family is just, I mean, I always love them. They're always there for me. But I'm grateful for the bonds that have happened over this week, and I feel like a lot of things, a lot of good things in our family, I feel like might not have happened had Grandma not died. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's also nice to look at it as, well, maybe there was another reason that she went when she did and how she did, or whatever. Like, obviously we're already happy that she's with Grandpa and she's dancing and laughing and back with her love after 16 years apart. And that's so great, and that's the pro that I've been thinking of this whole time. But what if we added another one and said maybe it was supposed to happen the way it did and when it did, in order to bring some of our family together that needed to be brought together, and in a way that we needed. And I think that that's honestly what happened. Yeah, so it was really great. It was a great day. It was a beautiful service. Everything was beautiful. So yeah, so that's all with that as far as my grandma goes. As far as my eating disorder goes, okay, so I went 4 nights this week without binging and purging in a row, you guys. That's amazing. That's amazing. So that's really great. Let's see what else. I don't remember what I was gonna say. This is quicker than I thought it would be. I thought this would go for like an hour, so this is still super long, but you're welcome. Here's my update for the week. It was overall ended up being a very, very wonderful week, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about life and about love and about how to be happy and how to heal, how to continue to heal through positivity and through leaning on your loved ones and letting yourself be vulnerable enough to lean on your loved ones through hard times and through good times. Like, that's what family is for, and I'm really grateful for it. So okay, so this video is a little more serious than usual, so I'm sorry, but this is a serious matter, and it was a beautiful matter, and so I thought that I have something to sing for you. I have a poop song. Are you ready? Okay. This is gonna be my microphone today. So once upon a time, my sister took me to one of our favorite burger joints that you can only find in Utah. It's called Purple Turtle, and it's super dang delicious. And she took me there on the way back home from, I don't remember. So we stopped, and she introduced me to something called coconut sherbet. And I was like, what? That sounds delicious. I need to try it. And so I tried it, and she told me it wouldn't hurt my tummy because it didn't have milk. It only had coconut milk or water, whatever the crap you call it. And so I ate it, and my tummy didn't hurt. And all of a sudden, 6 hours later, I went to the toilet, I sat down, I didn't even have to do an enema, and it came all out. So the moral of the story is, drink coconut milk or coconut water, whatever you call it, and you will poop. If I pooped, you will poop, I promise. So, oh, do you like my poop emoji, by the way? Okay, so thank you for watching. You are beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye.